Hey everyone, I'm Rambo Az, and I'm your co-commissioner for the Firetail League. Let me take this time to explain what we have in store.
We have 6 teams comprised of 36 AUNZ players, all competing for a $1,000 prize pool. The regular season will run over 5 weeks in a round-robin format. Each team will play each other only once, which means you've got to make the most of every match. At the conclusion of the round-robin, second and third will face off for the right to challenge first in the grand final. This is where the best of the best will take each other on to finally determine the winner of the inaugural Firetail League. Each match begins with a turf war. Win that, and your team chooses the first game mode for set 1. The match consists of 3 sets of 3 games. The winner will be the team that wins 2 sets, but regardless of when that happens, all 9 will be played out. This means every game is super important if you want to make it to the finals. Each week, the top players will be voted on by the viewers, the winners taking home some ASUS ROG swag. Voters have the chance to win an ASUS ROG Go wireless headset with USB connection, perfect for the Switch.
Hello everyone and welcome to the semi-finals of the Firetail League. We have Melbourne Maelstrom versus Brisbane Boom, and it's going to be awesome.
How exciting. Finally at the finals.
It's been, 6 weeks? Plus months of planning.
Exactly.
And we finally get to we're watching teams drop off like flies. It's been the 4th, 5th and 6th they've gone. And then now we're going to see who gets third, who actually gets third in our league.
Which is worth nothing.
Yeah, it's worth absolutely nothing. So.
And the quicker we get through this, we'll get to this, the quicker everyone forgets about what happened last weekend.
It took me a second. I was like, hey, what happened last weekend?
I've just kept it very silent. No tweets about it.
Yeah.
Just keeping it low.
He lost in the All-Star event, proved he was a second-rate commissioner and an all-around terrible person.
I feel like I redeemed myself with the hide-and-seek tournament because that went off.
Oh, well done. Well done, Checkers. That was his idea, his execution. We had no idea how that was going to run, and it was actually quite fun.
It was fun.
I really enjoyed it.
I've already got ideas to make it better for next time. So,
really?
We don't need to get into those right now, but, they're a plethora of ideas.
Ooh, all right. I do enjoy a plethora of ideas. Now, we have 2 big teams coming out today who have proved that they should be here. And we've said it time and time again, the top 3 are the top 2. And the winner of this league will always be the person who has used all 6 players in their roster together. Why do you think Melbourne and Brisbane have made it this far?
We'll start with Melbourne. I guess Shockwave's been playing out of his mind. But that's not the total story. We get hung up on that a little bit, but...
We do.
Like Solaris, Goizord, Loose Goose... all playing massive roles and then very ably supported by the likes of Pit Viper and Lobster. So, like we talked about, that's a whole team effort. And even though they have those weird midline comps, they seem to be able to make it work. So I think they've adapted really well.
Right.
Brisbane, Naru and Murray, the Nurry.
The Nurry. Loving the Nurry.
They've been exceptional at just holding down areas. We talked with FLC about that and how they like to hold down an area and then just slowly advance with their army of zombies.
Yes, that's it. Suited to slightly larger maps where they can they don't lose too much ground if the army of zombies do get wiped.
Exactly. And zombie, I feel, is a good way to describe someone like Owlsy and his lifelong quest for brains.
Right. But speaking of brains in the Brisbane Boom team, you have the likes of Ray25 and JSOD who have really taken a step up. To support Owlsy or even be Owlsy when he's not there.
Exactly. Those guys weren't really talked about a lot before the league.
Will either, the W Star,
they weren't really talked about too much before the league started, but now, like, they're top tier talent. They're carrying this team. You could even say alongside Owlsy. Like this, I would have said that Owlsy has had a better season than either of those guys. It just seems to be like next man up goes and gets it done. So
look, I agree. So we are T-minus 5 minutes. So we're going to get down into the breakdown matchup screen and see the differences between these teams because it's going to be tight regardless. No one's going to. This is not a 3-0 match.
I sure hope not. I wish you hadn't said that. You feel like you're jinxing us.
As we say, yeah, the commentator's curse has come along.
Do we have our chat going? Is it a pop out or something?
Right,
I
yeah.
can't see.
You want to see
I want to see
what the people are speaking about us. Yeah, no, that's
like
fine.
saying what is Checkers talking about?
What
This guy
is
doesn't know
Checkers
anything.
talking about? While I bring that up, tell us
let
about
me
these
talk through the
stats.
stats.
Yeah.
Right, so obviously we saw Melbourne pick up 3 sets last week and try and push for that top of the leaderboard. Didn't quite work out for them, but they are leading against Brisbane in these sets won. But interestingly, games won going to Brisbane, who had 2 weeks during the season there where they just went absolutely ham and picked up 17 wins in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we look at the other stats, so Melbourne sort of leads in all of them, but I think that's just the way that they play. Melbourne seem to play a bit faster paced or get involved in the fights a lot more. Whereas we talked about Brisbane, those backliners controlling the area and them slowly moving up. So I think that's the disparity there. If you look at the gap between kills and deaths, like this kill-death spread, I guess you call it.
Right.
It's like 1.6 to Melbourne and 1.7 to Brisbane. So I think it's going to be a lot tighter than necessarily those stats show you. If you look at the stats, I feel like it's in Melbourne's favour, but if you look at the spreads and stuff like that and the way that these two teams play, I think it's a lot more even.
Yes, and well, you look at the deaths at the bottom there, right? We've called Brisbane out for being the zombie comp.
Yes.
That has the 2 Slayers running in and dying while the other 2 survive. Should that not make their deaths significantly higher
I
than
guess
Melbourne's?
you got 2 people that just don't seem to die, so that probably helps. I think it must balance itself out.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a play. This more than anything for me right now is more about play style, and Melbourne being a bit more aggressive and well, as a whole team, and getting a bit more involved in fights.
Yeah, and like FLC said, the winner of this game is not going to be the team with the better comp or the better play style. It's going to be the team that can beat the other one. I know that sounds so simple, but Brisbane Boom aren't going to walk away unless they know how to beat Melbourne.
Yeah, it's at this stage it's execution, isn't it? You got your game plans, and you think you might know what maps will help you or hinder the other team, and it's whether you can execute your game plan and get the Chockies here today, get through to that $1,000 grand final match.
Get the Chockies. Wouldn't that be great? And the winner of this team is going to take on Sydney, another formidable opponent, and probably the most well-rounded team of the league.
Yeah, that Sydney team's got a lot of talent and was a lot of people's pick to win the whole thing. Really, it could be any of these teams. I think at this stage, I can't see a clear favourite to take out the whole league here. And Sydney's also dealing with having a break this week, so we don't know how that's going to impact them.
That's on ice for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. Hopefully they're getting practice in, getting some scrims in, trying to keep fresh because they're going to have their hands full with one of these two teams.
Full of momentum from this previous game where they have kicked ass, take names, and knocked people out of the Firetail League. That's something to actually then take away, even if they only take second. Exactly. They knocked one of the big teams out of the league.
And so these two teams faced off in round 4 with Brisbane picking up that win, 2-1. And I think it was, might get this wrong, but I think it was
don't get it wrong.
Tower Control and Rainmaker that Brisbane won, and then in the third set they dropped Clan Blitz. So Brisbane with sort of the bragging rights between these two teams at the moment, but Melbourne obviously finishing higher on the ladder. So
yeah, I think Melbourne's losses and tight games really made them figure out what worked, what didn't, and how to construct their team. Whereas Brisbane came through with the strongest comp and steamrolled. But you only learn from losses. So we've got these back and forth comps. We've just hit 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. over in Eastern Standard Times. Let's get into our turf war. We've got our game up, have we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we've got the lobby going, so we just need to join it.
Right, and I'll take this time. 2 things that I want to point out here, guys. is thank you to all of our sponsors. This is massive, and as we're wrapping up here, I might actually invite them to come and watch the grand final because I want them to see how you guys are in chat, how appreciative you guys are and how appreciative we are of what they've given us. Node One, ATAR support, Stratis, and Asus. So thank you very much, guys. We're thinking about what we're going to do next, and no doubt it'll involve you guys again. We have a lobby. It is up. We're joining it. The lobby music has come through. Tell me about today's turf war. What map have we got?
Yeah, today's turf war is the Bunker Games.
Oh, I like the idea of that. What's in the Bunker Games?
So it starts out pretty normal. Paint up.
Normal?
Yeah, a little bit normal. But then during the game, the bunker comes down, locks off that part of the map. So you might want someone in there to paint that up.
Okay.
And then I think there's some additional bunkers on the outskirts as well that come down.
Is this like the cylindrical
it's like a
one?
circular sort of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, I do remember this one.
Oh, good. This
is
is one
good.
of the Splatfest you played.
Yeah.
I have to walk you through this one. No, I really like it. It's an interesting map, and I wonder if they've practiced at all, because getting that timing right and getting in those bunkers when you need to,
And choosing the first game mode is...
it can be very important. We can go through some stats later on once we get into the picking of the maps and modes, but yeah, it's going to be very important to get the mode you want up first.
Right. You only have to have 3 of the 4 game modes. So you get to play it and get to play all 4.
Yeah.
So if you get to pick one of them, that's, I want to say 33%. Sorry. Yeah. 0.33 recurring. Sorry. I was thinking, is it 25 because there's 4 game modes? But no, there's 3 sets total.
But the thing that it might be more. I mean, I'm not going to fault your maths here.
Right.
But it could be even more than 33% with the momentum it builds and
Yes.
that type of stuff.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
and if everything goes to plan, they'll also be picking the last mode, so it can be very important.
Yes.
But here we go.
Okay.
We're getting
into our first game.
The Bunker Games.
That is Checker's finest German impression of World War I bunker. As we get into this, won't be able to pick the colours, but we have Brisbane yellow and Melbourne on a little pinky hue. Look at that.
They left their Red Sox in with the whites there.
They certainly have. Now, I just want to point out, as this is breaking out, that this will be a play all. Okay? Even although the winner will be the winner who wins 2 sets, the teams have been played in this game mode, in this game style the entirety of the season, and we didn't want to change that. So people still came to the stream to watch 9 games of Splatoon. They're still going to get 9 games of Splatoon.
That's what we want, as much Splatoon as possible. And as little changes from the regular season as possible.
And look, if you lose the first 2 sets and you didn't want to play the last set, well then you should have won one of the other sets to make it more close.
Exactly.
So it's the games of shame that they have to play if they go out in a 2-0 in a semi-final. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We've had close matches throughout the season.
Stage 1 containment is imminent.
Oh, you never like the word imminent because it's so finite, it's so immediate. I'm not a fan of that.
Ray getting a nice double there, and here comes that containment.
It's like Rambo getting yelled at his wife, imminent. Don't want to hear that. I hope she's still asleep and can't hear that.
So Ray doing a good job of controlling the middle here.
Is Ray on a CDS?
He is on CDS here.
So from Brisbane's comp, we're running a double CDS here. Now, is this because it's such a wide map and because they kind of want to work with Mario Neru to hold down positions? So no one's committing. Everyone's just kind of pushing up slowly.
Yeah, and I think if we look at the map, there's some width to it, but there's also a nice big chunk of paint through the middle. So maybe using those rains as well.
interesting watching their group dynamics as they walk around this map here. They're all staying quite close. Pit Viper manages to die all the way back there. Loose Goose trying to get in close, gets a trade with 25 is exactly what Ray wants with this zombie style. Shockwave trying to get behind, has to take on Owlsy in a 1v1. Manages to escape. That's what you want to see from Shock. He jumps back to base in the last 20 seconds. That's kind of dangerous. He got himself into a pretty sticky spot.
If we take a quick look at the map, it's pretty even. I think Brisbane's got a slight upper edge right now, but
we're looking at a wipe.
Nero's
Whatever
gone
happens.
down, so they've got a chance here.
And that was Pitt with the kill on Nero as well. A key kill against backline to backline. Pitt unfortunately taken down by Owlsy. That looks like it's going to be a Brisbane finish unless something else happened to the map that I wasn't aware of.
I think you're right for once.
What banner is that on your Twitter again?
I don't have Twitter anymore. That wasn't part of the rules.
Yeah, no, right.
So Owlsy and Ray showing their Slayer instincts there, picking up 6 and 5 respectively.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit of a standoff apart from that. No one else is getting particularly high kills. A lot of painting to be done, I guess, on Turf War. But
yeah,
the boom picking the first load.
Now, I don't want that to set precedent for the rest of the match, but if it is, Brisbane are looking really good. The low kill count from Melbourne is not something that Melbourne is accustomed with, and Melbourne don't know how to win games with low kill counts. They know how to steamroll. They know how to pick the enemy apart and push forward and push objective with that. So if their playstyle and this precedent that's been set moves into this first set, this is going to be a Brisbane set.
So we're just getting the mode pick in here.
Tower control.
We're going to open up with tower control. I think both teams are actually really good with tower control. I don't think it's specific to one team here.
So getting into my stats sheet here.
What do you got here?
So on tower control, both teams have played 5 sets of tower control and won 3 and lost 2. So it was 60% win rate on tower control. Let me get into some maps. So those are the pick and ban rates for the whole league.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at some of the bans that have come through from these teams, Melbourne have banned Arawana Mole a couple of times. They've banned Manta Maria. I believe that was against Brisbane. I wouldn't be surprised to see that again.
I don't think we're going to see Muzz's Manta Maria in tower control. I think that is a death sentence for any team. What's the first ban to come out? Oh, the ban hasn't come out yet. Continue.
Ban yet to come out, but... Oh, okay. So Shockwave banning Arawana. So that leaves Manta Maria up for grabs here for, I think, the first time tower control Manta Maria could be picked by Brisbane.
Yeah.
If we talk about some of the bans that Brisbane have made, Mako Mart and Port Mackerel have been the most popular there, and we see Murray, the captain of the Boom, today banning Mako. So stats don't lie.
Stats don't lie. The Mako is the ban, is it? That's fine.
It is, and then so then it will be Shockwave to pick the map, and they've gone with Anchovy Games and Inkblot Art Academy or Sturgeon Shipyard in their previous sets. So we'll see if one of those come out.
And instantly you see both teams know how the other team plays. Arawana Mall, large map. Brisbane, don't want it. Mako Mart, Melbourne are good in a short turf, in a short rushdown comp. Don't want Mako. It all makes sense. I don't think there's anything revolutionary about this. There's a long and short play to both of these teams.
Absolutely.
Guys, just while this is happening, this is our NA time slot, and our semi-finals and grand final will both be for NA. So if you guys have any North American friends or on your Twitter or in any private Discords, please put a link to the Firetail Events page, and let's get as many people in here to watch the second best game of Splatoon that Firetail League has to offer. Right?
Absolutely.
There is
only topped by next week, right?
Only topped by next week. Yeah.
So at the moment, it's the best.
At this point in time, this is the best game that Firetail League have ever
You should have led with that.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so Shockwave picking Skipper Pavilion.
Skipper Pav.
Yep.
All right.
And so Melbourne have played on Skipper Pavilion 3 times, winning two of those. and Brisbane have played on it 3 times as well, but they've lost twice. So maybe Melbourne has found a map that's
Maybe Melbourne has. There's no big. That's a tough one. There's no charges to really be super scared of, or hydras in these comps that are super suppressive. But I think the flanks for Melbourne do make it kind of hard. You do have the statue, which is a tried and true. It works all the time, but that uninkable is a minefield to walk up. If someone picks that you're walking up there early, you're dead before things even start.
I think the other advantage for Melbourne here that they might have thought about is Sileris' range blaster and the ability of her to hit the plats above her from below.
Right. Yes.
And push Nauru and Murray back and cause them issues. So I think that might be an advantage here. But we'll have a quick look at the 2 teams that are lining up here. Brisbane sticking with their 4 from the turf war, so Ray, Murray, Nauru and Owlsy. Melbourne, a couple of subs, but they've got Shockwave, Loose Goose, Goizord and Sileris.
And that's awesome to see Goy and Sai as their 2 midliners coming out at the same time. I think their map knowledge, I know they play a similar role, so they didn't want them to be out at the same time. But I think that was wrong, and I think they're going to show why they work so well together because they have such a good control of the map, and they have such good knowledge about what they need to do at any given point to win the game, not to get a kill.
And interestingly, no backline there for Melbourne, so they're thinking they can rush down this tower. Shockwave going to be important to keep as much turf on the ground for these midliners as possible.
Right, yep. And that's the juxtaposition of Shockwave on the NZAP, is that he needs the turf for his team, but he also needs the slay as well. So every second that he's not spending turfing around the midline where everyone's fighting, and he's running off on a flank, is a second that Goy and Sileris can't push forward.
Ooh, and 2 kills there for Melbourne, and this push was going to continue until Shockwave gets taken down.
Ray and Murray.
Goose going down to a bomb. So.
That's alright, Sai can keep this going, needs more people to jump to. Goy's trying to take a 2-on-1, Ray 25 coming at the perfect time, and Neru backing off to do that bait and switch that we see that differentiates good players and bad players, right?
Yeah, and that was nice by Sai getting through that checkpoint. Could come in handy later on.
Right, they'll be gliding through that next time.
Especially with 3 down, it was looking pretty dangerous there.
Neru and Goy having a trade there, 2 giants being flicked out. Sileris manages to drop down, I'm not sure what to. Murray trying to hold this position. Inkjet's gone back, the armor has come out. Can they stop this from going further? 74 down to 65, that's an extra 9 points into that push. I don't think this is a game-winning push, but Melbourne are bringing the pressure this game.
Yeah, we're seeing the 2 contrasting styles. Melbourne been very aggressive, continually
Again.
pushing the tower here.
Again, what do Brisbane need to do to actually get some points on the board?
They'll get there. I think they're just timing their aggression, I think.
All it comes down to is one good push. Murray taking out Shockwave is a good X-rank taking out another X-rank, or a top-tier player taking out another top-tier.
I think at this stage, all these players are top tier. Yeah.
Right, right. No, I agree with you on that. Sileris providing great jumps for the rest of the team to come back. They just need to break this Brisbane midline down, right? We see sometimes Neru goes down, sometimes Murray goes down, but they're always back before a difference can be made.
Yeah.
Loose Goose on the flank here, ends up Shockwave deciding to look after the tower instead. Loose Goose starting that flank and at a perfect time because he's causing this distraction while the points are being ticked down. 46 points. We're starting to see a really, really good push come out from Melbourne. Booyah Bomb stopping there at a very awkward point. It's very hard to get back onto the tower. Manages to do it, doesn't go too high.
Oh, Murray
has killed himself. Shockwave takes out another with the help of Goy and Loose on the sides.
This could be a knockout here.
In the last checkpoint, all 3 pushing forward. This is going to be the big first game looking like it's going to Melbourne, taking out Brisbane.
There you go. Look, they absolutely dominated that game. Brisbane didn't even sniff the tower.
No.
From the start of the game, it was all Melbourne, and they did a really good job of taking their time. So they bring the tower forward, and then wait to get a couple of picks, and then push it properly. And it was very, very well disciplined. And they did continue to do that 3-in-1 strategy that we talked about. It was just that Shockwave wasn't the one. It was Goose.
Right.
Goose was the one trying to get around. I think potentially Shock wanted to get more armors off or something. I'm not sure
Get
exactly
some
why.
points on
But
the tower as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he fought a lot around the tower and danced a lot on the tower.
very disciplined.
I'm already shook because that shouldn't have gone like that.
I mean, look, I think I don't think either of these teams are particularly stronger or less strong in any mode.
Right.
So, although Brisbane picked the mode, Melbourne picked the map, and maybe that was the difference there. It was very suited to them, I feel. And we're about to go into Manta Maria, which we believe is very suited to Brisbane. So,
But I really did enjoy watching Melbourne pick apart Brisbane.
they did.
There was not a lot that they could do. The range, they outranged them in every aspect of it. And the thing with Skipper is you're constantly pushing uphill, which means you're constantly pushing from disadvantage as you push through. But that wasn't enough to stop the range blaster from getting him in weird positions. The
Yeah.
slosher going over ledges to get kills, and Shock's expert movement of dancing around that tower as we kept pushing.
Yeah, I think it was very suited to Melbourne there. We talked about it before the game, and they proved it. It was just, I guess, what we didn't expect was how emphatic the win was.
Yeah, great. I love that word, emphatic.
Yeah,
What does
I
it
like to
mean?
bring out, dominant.
Oh, emphatic. I'm going to use that like 6 more times. Now, the rest of the stream will know what emphatic means. We're sitting here at 90 people. This is much more what we're suited to. Thank you very much for everyone who joined, everyone who contacted other people, everyone who got into the horn to their mum to say, come watch this stream. This stream is all about the mums. Thanks to all the parents who have supported their kids playing games professionally. Follow that one up, checkers.
Yes. And if you want to learn about words and other things, don't forget ATAR support.
A plug. All right.
No, we do love the mums here.
We do love the mums. The mums. Nothing is better than having supportive parents as you play video games. Video games take up a lot of time for a lot of people, and they think that it's not productive, right? But you see it in this outlet here. This is the same as social sports on the weekends. You know,
Yes.
you interact with a bunch of people. I mean, they didn't know who were in these teams. You learn how to cope with loss. You learn how to
Be a good
strategize.
winner. Very important as well.
No, not learning it from
You
me.
haven't learned it.
No,
but, you know.
never learned that. Low calling us the biggest papagas. Mate, we're here for a good time. Hey, you know how you said that we were very much like a WWE stream, right? Where it's about the entertainment for the viewers as well.
You know. That, yes.
Yes?
I do remember.
Yeah. I'm starting to think this is more like a radio show, and we're radio hosts. But then in between the radio segments is some kick-ass platoon.
Right.
Yeah.
Like good songs.
Yeah,
For
good.
radio.
Yeah,
Mm.
right. Exactly. They're here to listen to the good songs, but then we're just here with the soundboard.
No, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But we also have a very good song as well.
We
Like
do
an
have a
actually
very good song.
wonderful song.
As we get into the next game. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're into our next game. This is going to be determine the winner of the set for set one. If Melbourne take this they win tower control, and that's the first set, which is huge in the semi-finals for the Firetail League. But the big caveat here, for anyone who hasn't watched Brisbane in this stream, watch how Murray plays Dynamo on this. maybe I'm talking it up a bit much, but I think it's pretty legendary.
As he flicks at Shockwave already, but Murray's a very good Dynamo player, and this is one of his favourite maps. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. And Naru, I believe, doesn't mind this map either.
Yeson in chat coming out with a really good point. Why was this not banned?
Yeah, I guess we talked about Arowanamore also favouring the backline, so...
Right. And that Melbourne didn't really have much of a chance to deal with it. And look, I love that the auto spec has put us on Shockwave to begin with, because Shockwave knows exactly where Murray's going to be. That is Murray's bunker. Boom! That is exactly what you needed to do. You are not playing to win, you're playing to beat the other team. Shockwave putting bombs in there and then accelerating into Owlsy straight after. Unfortunately, Melbourne not able to push any further than that.
So yeah, Melbourne went 3 down. It's just Goy trying to survive here as everyone else is back on respawn.
But do you see that? That is key Splatoon, and I think everyone needs to take that on board. You're playing to beat the other team.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but Brisbane seem like they're allergic to the tower.
Well, the problem is, if Shock pushes forward, Shock is really going to be the objective focus player. Actually, that's not true. Goy and Silaris are very objective focus as well. Loose Goose can run around and do what he needs to do.
Yeah, I just would like to see a bit of aggression out of Brisbane. They seem to be a bit timid, not pushing objective.
Where is Ray in all this? Ray's usually a gun. Ray's usually going forward. Where is the zombie strat? It looks like we're still seeing the CDS from the turf war. As I say that, Ray 25 getting just 1 kill. Solaris getting the stop there with a range blaster. Murray managing to take it out. Murray and Owlsy on the Shockwave.
Good.
That's
Murray
3 down.
Their first points of tower control.
Right.
It's only taken a game and 2 minutes. They race through checkpoint 1. Murray getting a nice position up front there. And here comes the inkjet of Owlsy.
Owlsy managing to take out Loose Goose. Not enough for Melbourne to stop.
You see the
Brisbane.
slosher of Goy, very useful in that situation.
The mini Dynamo using that wall to slosh across, trying to stop that. It's really a death trap unless someone can get behind there and stop that wall flick.
So I think Brisbane just got through that checkpoint, and now Melbourne's going to have a crack at them. As Brisbane went down 3 players, so you see them streaming back in.
Now you see Shock sitting up on this bunker here saying, Murray, no, it's not yours. In fact, this is my bunker. I am the bunker man now. And if he can hold that away from Murray, then this push is going to be really successful for Melbourne. See, Murray is not even dealing with the tower anymore. He just wants his bunker back.
Oh,
And
as soon as he turns his head to the tower.
Masterclass in counterplay coming out from Shock here. This is meant to be Brisbane's map. 29 push coming out from Melbourne. That's a huge push.
It is, but there's no checkpoint between Brisbane and the win here, so they can muster a similar push. I think they just need to be careful of Goy once they get into the street area.
Right. And Murray, this is his bunker now. At least offensive-wise, this is his... Oh, no, offensive-wise. No, this... Who's going to defend from Murray? He's already in there. Shockwave needs to understand that he has to get back in there. This is not just for one push. This is for the entire game.
Should get them the lead. Oh, yes.
As they're throwing themselves, look, and they're leaving the team completely on the tower unattended as Murray just rains down from the top.
And they're going to go through the next checkpoint as well. They just need to jump back on that tower. Shock flanking, trying to get a kill, or 2 go down on the tower, so Melbourne are going to survive, but they've only got 40 seconds to push this
but they're on life
all the way
support.
back.
They are their ticker don't look no good. They're hemorrhaging at this point, and to get back into this game is going to be no small feat.
No, they need clown shoes for this one.
Right. And if they can juggle the priorities here, they may be able to push it to 3.
But, they're 3 down now, so this Booyah Bomb needs to save the day.
And in some sort of freak push, we see Goy and Silaris that not enough.
Or 2 down, Goose trying
Loose.
to get back, but can't manage it.
Brisbane Boom taking that out. Now there's a few things that I want to dissect from that game, and they weren't clown puns.
I feel like the clown puns were the highlight.
no, they were very good, but that just downplays the amazingness of what just happened, right? What we saw there was a clear objective of what Melbourne needed to do to win Manta Maria, right? It was shut down Murray from that bunker.
Yeah, I mean, even the first kill you saw, as soon as Shockwave got that kill, it was like, go. Like, Murray's down, we can go. As soon as they get one pick on the back line, they need to, like, be very aggressive, and you saw that.
Right. But if we were to get a graph on strats over time, effective strats over the course of a game, it would start up here, and then it would just go down like this because people stop thinking about it. People get sidetracked by other things happening in the game, and they don't realize that the win condition is for all 5 minutes of the game.
It got a bit scrappy,
right,
in the middle there. I think, but I think that's what Brisbane's front line need to do. They need to get Melbourne to rush. They've been sitting back too much, and it took their first push to really open up the game.
Yeah.
And
yes.
It could go either way there, but I think that first game on Skipper, it was way more. They were just sitting back. It felt to me anyway that they were sitting back and just waiting to lose.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, I agree, and that's not. I mean, I don't think anyone tries to play to lose, but that's what it felt like they were doing. They
timid.
They didn't know how to get in, right? And maybe someone like Ray needs to warm up, where when he's firing, he is top tier.
Yes, and very good at hide and seek.
And very good at hide and seek, but that's the difference between seasoned players like Alzi and Murray and new to the scene players like Ray, who can play this top tier but can't do it consistently and need a warm up and need a pat on the shoulder to say, hey man, go get him.
It's a high pressure environment,
right?
When you get into the finals,
and that's it. Everything breaks apart in a high pressure situation, doesn't it? We're getting into our next map now. I think the next map to be chosen,
Anchovy Games,
was Anchovy.
So Brisbane have played this twice, winning one and losing one. Melbourne has played this 4 times, winning 2 and losing 2.
Okay.
So both 50% win rates here.
Right.
I'd say it's a 50-50 game here.
But yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Anyone could win this. I think, again, those ledges are going to favour Solaris.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, for anyone else, it actually gives Naru and Murray that height advantage that they want. So
I think Neru's going to have some problems against Solaris because to shoot back at Solaris, Neru has to be next to the ledge, right? And that's dangerous because a direct, you're gone. But Murray, if Murray sees Solaris underneath, doesn't matter. Murray takes a step back and uses the drop.
Yep.
So it'll be dependent on who side chooses to pick up and who to take fights with.
You might even see Naru just get a bit more aggressive on that remix, if that's what she picks, which she does. Get down in the pit there and have a go.
Yeah.
We've
Now speaking of pit, this is TC Anchovy, and he hasn't made it out today to come play.
The Donut King is not here.
The Donut King. Unfortunately, hasn't made it out to here in finals. With Melbourne deciding to play, you got to play the team. We removed the game barriers for the finals, so the team is going to pick whoever they think is the best team for the situation.
And they might be picking based on who they're going up against. There's a lot of strategy that goes into this, so we have to trust that they know what they're doing. As 2 go down on Brisbane and Melbourne going to start this push.
Yes, this is the beginning of the push.
You see Sai shooting up there. Going to cause some problems.
Shockwave getting that first. Ray unable to take it down. Just little chips of damage. Each individual NZAP bullet. None shot in succession, but enough to take down Ray. Shockwave knows how to take his fights. And if you're going to beat him in a name battle, you better do it fast.
See Alzi on respawn 2 and Melbourne gone down. Another one goes there, so
Careful of the bomb. Alzi manages to stop that push there. 60. 60 is it's not a game-winning push, but it's good to test the waters, see how it's going to go. As Brisbane now set up for their push, this is where we get to see Brisbane starting to hold a section of the map.
You see the Blaster taking out the Inkjet there, so like a good matchup, I think.
Right, and what I like to see about Solaris here is when I hear an indirect as a Blaster player in my very, very, very short time with it, I want to chase that second shot because I know it's just one more until death. But she's taking steps back and realizing, no, I'll put the indirect to maybe assist damage for someone else on the team because it's dangerous for me to go in.
See Shockwave right in the tower again, so really
Definitely,
taking on that role today.
And we've
Out everywhere.
we've definitely discussed it and almost criticised Shock on his overuse of flanks and his requiring the rest of the team to pick up the slack. But this is a different Shock that we're seeing. With this dedicated NZAP that he's pulling out, he has been nothing but objective focus, and I think it's showing in the games that they've won, the game that they've won. Completely stopped there.
We see Naru trying to take ball position here. Almost picks out Shock, but can't quite get it.
Managing to get escape, but just so much chip damage. That Inkjet bullet was perfect to stop Shock from moving any further as the Booyah Bomb radius caught up with him.
And I like this by Naru, trying to make things happen.
Yeah, and that's what we'll see come out from beautiful direct coming out from Solaris, and great movement. And we say, oh my god,
nice
manages to get 2 kills. Look at the movement that it's like an NZAP level movement, where she's dodging shots here as she's trying to get more indirects happening, and finishes off with a double kill to secure this push for Melbourne. Shockwave knowing exactly where it's coming out with the arrows from the missiles and able to hunt down that prey. Not enough though, because Brisbane get a clean stop there where they need to start taking some control back.
Yeah, but if we take a look at the overhead,
Look,
Brisbane's really got a lot of control through mid here, so this might be their chance to push.
Now what we're going to see as the time ticks down and how Brisbane hasn't got the lead, we're going to see Neru to start to get more aggressive. This is her playstyle. This is what she does when things aren't going her way. She stomps her feet, she walks forward, and she mows you down.
Yeah, she's very capable with that remix, even in a forward position. They've taken the lead here, so
Solaris manages to take down Murray from that position where you can't see Solaris, but Solaris can see you. They've managed to take the lead.
yeah, they did. Yep,
That's
I did mention that.
That is, I was watching the micro of the play rather than the outside of the game. Solaris has played a killer game and used all these ledges to her advantage, but also when they're in front of her, she directed them.
I like when I play against Blast, I like to try and chase them down, but that does put you at the risk of a direct. But I feel like you don't want to be in their range. They didn't. Oh, Murray saving the day there.
With a perfect stop. Now, that is going to be Brisbane Boom taking out their tower control set. Now look at the kills coming out from Solaris and Shock. There was a huge amount of kills in that game, but unfortunately kills don't convert to the win. It was only a 6 point. I don't know if you know, but they took the lead in that last push.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Look, I think that game was shaping up very much like Skipper Pavilion. Melbourne had complete control early on, and they were just sort of working away at the score, but they never quite got a good enough push. So unlike Skipper Pavilion, where they end up knocking out, but on this map they never quite got past that barrier. And you see the strength of Brisbane is those two backliners that just do not let you lose games. And that means, you know, on the other end, you've got a chance to win them if you can get that one push that gets you past the score. So the strength of Brisbane's defense here is really what's shining out to me. Even on Skipper Pavilion, they held out for a long time. They didn't end up getting knocked out, but they did hold on early on for quite a while. So
They did, yeah. And while there is winners and losers of every game, these games have been close, probably bar the Manta Maria, which was an obvious pick in Brisbane's favour.
yeah, I mean Melbourne still
Held out for 3.5 minutes.
Or
They showed up and they did a really
almost
good
won
job.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it was just that final push. Trying to match 3, they really had to they already stopped the Booyah Bomb, but there was just so much going on that they couldn't hold out. So now we have our next mode popping out for you all. It's got to be a bit of a crowd favourite.
Clam Blitz.
Clam Blitz.
Clam. Interesting pick, and you'll note that in the set that these two teams played earlier this season, Melbourne did actually take out the Clam Blitz win. Unfortunately, I picked Clam Blitz because there's not that much data on it, so my stats sheet in front of me isn't gonna.
All the stats that you stayed up. It was till 6 a.m. this morning, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I
you
haven't
haven't slept.
for like 2 weeks.
You had a nap. You had a nap on my couch, and then now you're ready. You're back in commentating. Now this is really interesting because we see someone, our X factor of the league, Ray25, who's great at slaying. Right, Clam Blitz doesn't really need that. It needs teamwork. It needs cohesion. It needs something that I'm not sure that Ray25 can bring to the table. What are your thoughts?
Look, I don't doubt that he's capable of playing Clam Blitz,
Yeah,
personally. But it'll be interesting to see if someone like a JSOD, who maybe has a bit more experience with the game, comes in. Who knows? But I guess we're going to find out. I haven't seen any subs from Brisbane come through yet.
The first bans have come through.
The bans have come through. Mako Mart for Brisbane and Walleye Warehouse for Melbourne.
And then that leaves our pick.
Yeah, the first pick coming through Snapper Canal for Brisbane there. And interesting to note that Melbourne now have subs out Loose Goose and will be bringing in Pit Viper for this Clam Blitz game.
That's what we want to see. I don't know if the 93 people who are watching us, 100 people who are watching us, have ever played with Pit Viper. I'm sure they all have. Pit gets around. But his defense in Clam Blitz is incredible. He is an iron wall, one-man defending machine. Once they have the lead, Pit will be integral in keeping that lead.
Yeah, Pit can lock it down pretty well, even though he does get around.
He still knows how to commit to defense.
He does. Can you just check the team colours when we get into this one?
Right. Yep, team colours are good. I think I've just guessed. Brisbane. Oh no, that's yellow. Sorry, that's completely wrong.
Yellow and purple.
I was ready to be all smug about that. Melbourne on purple and Brisbane on yellow. Ooh.
So Ray bringing out the L3, which is something we haven't seen too much of.
Yes, and we haven't seen much of JSOD either. So they're deciding to stay with their original 4 as they get into this semi-final here. I'm looking to see the difference. I've talked a big game for him now.
Is that Shock on the K-Pro as well? That is Shock on a K-Pro. Haven't seen that for a while. And he's
No, we haven't.
been found out. He's going to escape.
Yes, with his tail between his legs, meeting 2 of the Brisbane players over there. The first ball comes up, 17 clams is a lot within the first 40 seconds of the game. There's usually not enough clams on the map to make a push as significant as this. Ray pushes the ball down there. Neru losing another 7 clams, slowly pushing it, and the first push is going to go to Brisbane. They want to do better than 80 clams, but I see a lot of dots around him as Neru takes the bunker. and then quickly leaves the bunker. And Pitt comes down and mows and says, no, that is the end of your push.
Getting down to 65 is not too bad. It was looking for a sec there like it would be
It
just
stalled at 80.
180 push,
Yeah.
but yeah. A few bits of change flying in there.
And just unfortunately, we've seen Pitt's girlfriend, Glass Shark, has just hopped on stream and said, gonna have to have a chat with Pitt. Sorry, buddy. Pitt now has to play out of his mind to...
Yeah, he's going to want to win that money to give to Clark.
There's a tennis bracelet that was that Clark's been eyeing off.
Brisbane. Oh, Ray getting shredded very quickly. I didn't even see what was shooting at him.
I know.
Everyone, apparently.
But that's what you want to see from Clem. Someone coming with a baller strike. Get that baller out of here.
3 down on Brisbane.
Pitt managing to stay alive. There's a big target marker on his head. The jump over the Booyah Bomb, unfortunately,
sticking
too
out.
far out. Silaris with Umbrella trying to defend. Is this a dead ball?
Looks like it at the moment. No one from Melbourne getting there. I wouldn't be surprised to see some come through the flank, though. Here comes Shock.
Oh, what up, Shock? Taking out Murray in a big brain play. Another Booyah coming, but do they have the clams to
They
support it?
don't at the
They've
moment. I
got-
think they got a pity.
They have a pity, and then if that's 11 standard clams, then that's pretty good for a push. Shockwave
Here comes
has to hold out from the top right-hand corner, which is where Neru and Murray are going to pop out from. Trying to hold that, takes out Ray. No, takes out Murray. 2 down from each squad. Shockwave trying to hold himself. Does he know it's the end of the push? It's probably okay to be the end of the push. Wasted a bit of a ball there.
They definitely wasted that ball.
But 59 to 65 is enough.
Yeah, but anyone's game still.
Anyone's game.
They're only, what, a ball and 2 clams away from the lead, Brisbane, so quite an easy push to make if they can get in there. The Booyah comes out from Shock. Not finding anyone, but maybe disrupting their push a little bit, and they're going to come through street again. Seems to be Brisbane's way in at the moment.
Oh, brilliant movement coming out from Shockwave, taking out that T-Tech from Owlsy. Stopping this push, or interesting bomb jump, hitting the rails and rolling to the side. There is 29 clams. You're almost overburdened. If this was Skyrim, you would just have too much in your inventory.
And I think it's on
32
Owlsy here to try and make
clams.
a play.
Owlman, you got to get in there. You got to start this. Your team is hemorrhaging from how
Okay.
visible they are on map.
The armor comes out, but they haven't made much of a push with it yet. Maybe even a raid baller. But Shockwave taking them out.
Oh, what a pincer. Brilliant. The bomb rush mean he couldn't go forward. The capo mean he couldn't go back.
And-
Murray stuck between a shock and a hard place. Oh my god, get
Neru
this
just
man
needs
a
to stay
medal.
alive. She's got the clams for Brisbane. They need to make a ball here. They still need to make a ball here, do they?
Yes, definitely. Shockwave getting a trade with Ray 25. It's not what you need right now. You need Shock alive to make some of these opening plays. Look, Goy trying to take out Neru, not happening.
They need. There we go.
Right at the last
This
second.
is gonna be it. They're gonna make this push. It's clams. They timed that to
Straight
perfection.
away. Straight away. Brisbane just biding their time. As soon getting a clam within the last second to start the
Yeah, they
overtime.
made me nervous. Like there was 2 of them on 9 clams, and no one was picking up that last one.
They knew it. They knew it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be more visible than what they were needed there.
You see Shockwave leading the kill count in a big way, but
A lot of kills, but Clams is not the map to be kill farming. It's not the map that getting 15 kills versus 6 kills is going to change the outcome of your game.
exactly. No, some really well timed pushes there from Brisbane, really controlling
There were.
the street. Whereas you saw Melbourne's pushes coming through that flank. So interesting.
Really using different parts of the map
Yeah, it was
to get
interesting
around.
watch.
Yeah. considering there's not a lot of different directions for Snapper Canal, you at the end of the day you end up under the basket.
Exactly. So after that first map that was just dominated by Melbourne, Brisbane hitting back with 3 wins in a row here.
That's it. There's still an 8-1 from Brisbane as possible.
And they happen to be on match point.
If Melbourne does not win next game, Melbourne are out.
That's
For the
that is
first
my reading
time
of the scoreboard here.
in Firetail League history, not all games matter after this next game. If Brisbane win.
That's right. So Melbourne with a lot of work to do here, and it's their choice of map, and they've gone with the Reef. Now they played Brisbane on the Reef in round 4 and got that win. So interesting to see if that
All good.
repeats itself.
Yes. No, I was taken away with Brick's comment that Rambo Pog is better than Cheerpog. I don't know what to say. I feel like I've just received an Oscar. And
Still haven't got my emotes in there. have you?
No, I haven't.
You
because
want all the attention to yourself.
I would rather you to think that than for you to think that I'm just ridiculously lazy. Yes, so this is a good time to we'll change. What's the map? The Reef?
The Reef.
And who is that picked by?
Melbourne. And we saw the team that picked the first map last time got the win, but then couldn't finish it off after that. So maybe we'll see a reverse of the first set. Melbourne will come back here.
Now, it's good to know that everyone who's watching, throughout the season, we've play all 9. Even if you win the first 2 sets, we do play all 9 as a way to have our head-to-head scores so we can differentiate between ties and stuff. As we get into the semi-finals and the grand finals, we are still going to do a play all 9. This
As much Splatoon on stream as possible.
right. People are here to watch 9 games of quality Splatoon, and we're going to deliver that regardless of the outcome.
It'll also be a good way to see, the whole team get game time. Firstly, this is still a live match here. Melbourne are out of this.
yes, absolutely. Of course.
So let's talk about play all, not play all, when it matters.
When it comes down to it, because we could still be watching a game 9.
Absolutely.
So, did we see any subs come out from last game?
We did. I saw Lobster come in, so I'm not sure who came out.
Goy.
It was Goy. So
Okay, so now we have Pit and Lob. Lobster is going to play the game of his mind because he knows that everything is on the line here, and he's bringing out his custom junior, which I haven't seen a lot of. No, not custom. Sorry, Kensa junior.
Oh right, yeah. I'm sure he's as capable with that as the other juniors.
Right, the movement patterns are still there. It's the bubble usage, isn't it?
I think that they brought him out so they could keep shock on the K-Pro. Must have felt good last map.
Yes, no, I definitely think it worked. Ray25 trying to take that, manages to get the trade. It was a good trade considering he ran into a 3v1. Melbourne need to take out the other team faster than when there's such an advantageous situation.
Maybe shock feeling that the K-Pro gives him that matchup advantage against the shorter range shooters, and
We've
then
talked
also
about it with Geo all season, haven't we?
yeah, and even against those long range weapons, you can get to them a bit quicker, and it's got a quick kill time, so it's not a bad idea.
And in matches like this where you're holding objective, you don't want to trade. You want clean kills. You want to be able to take them out and keep your clams in your back pocket.
Exactly. So Melbourne sort of taking control of the bridge here and getting ready to push. Sai's got 8 clams. And here comes a ball. Oh, that bomb's almost taking them out, but Sai's going to score, and a lot of change around here, so they can...
Now, Sai got disturbingly close from hitting the crossbar of that and bouncing the ball back, doing a classic loop aerial throw. Fortunately, she managed to actually hit it, and they've got a 47 push out of it. That's pretty large.
Pitt sneaking a few clams in there.
Oh,
from
a little
behind.
sneaky Pitt clam. Dealing with a 3v1 there, he's gone. He's been taken out. 47 in the end. What happened? There was more people throwing in clams?
Plenty of extra clams in there that went in, but it could have been worse, so Brisbane did a good job.
Double inkjet coming out, trying to open up a bit more movement here. Booyah's allowing the opening, but look, Shockwave with that maximum range. And we're talking about this K-Pro as an important decision. He was able to shoot inside the Booyah while it was still going.
Neru almost snuck in and thrown that in, just missed.
I don't even know if it was a good idea. If it went in, it just would have given Melbourne another pity clam.
It would have. So maybe they're lucky it didn't go in.
Intentional, calculated.
Yeah, maybe.
It was a fake.
Just distracted them for a second, let a team come back in, and they're 3 down.
Brilliant bomb from Murray.
This might be Brisbane's chance to score, but I don't know if they finally get the pity clam.
They've got plenty clams. There's 25 clams at the beginning of that push.
Naru again can't make the throw.
Murray
But here comes Ray. Get the
needs
ball,
to drop
bro.
down to get the ball. Gets it down to
Can
one
they find
clam.
Another clam.
But look at Ray 25 putting away all the pocket clams before getting the big clam. Bunch of
Here comes
jumps coming in.
clams.
Neru managing to land in clams. This is dire for Melbourne. If Melbourne do not beat this 39-point lead, they leave the Firetail League.
Huge push there. Ray doing a great job of flanking and picking up that power clam.
And Owsy baiting Shockwave back into the corner there. Too much now for Owsy with Silaris and the indirect chip damage coming from that. Melbourne need to get this push. Silaris needs to get some key kills, taking out 25. The zombie's going to come back. They need to push this fast.
Here come the bubbles.
One bubble being popped out, 3 balls. This is going to be a huge push if they can get the
Lobster
entrance.
gets a score. The jump comes in into the Booyah bomb. Doesn't matter. They take the lead.
There is still one more push there. Silaris is trying to stay alive. The bubbles are not enough. But look how quickly Brisbane take over this map. Can we get an overhead view?
I would love to give you an overhead view.
That map now belongs to Brisbane again, instantly. They're wide painting, their acceleration towards
Murray
objective
snuck
is
behind,
huge.
and here comes a jump in,
Double
and they'll take the
throw-in!
lead back. Murray gonna pour in those
With
clams. They're down to 11,
2 more pushes, unable to hold on. 11. This looks like the end.
and there's more clams up. Murray's
It's a dangerous spot to grab those 4 clams. Murray
2
does
more
it
clams,
anyway.
he's got
Gets
them.
the bombs. That is the end of Melbourne, with Brisbane taking out the semi-finals of the Firetail League.
boom.
Boom. Here comes the...
And Melbourne have found their kryptonite, and it's the Brisbane Boom, the only team to beat them in the Firetail League, and they've done it twice. Huge there from Brisbane.
That is massive.
How good was that game of Clam Blitz though? It was high scoring, like back and forth.
Back and forth, wipe after wipe. Not a lot of safe pushes.
No,
They were swinging for the fences.
2 teams just going for it.
Yeah,
Love-
which
love
is
to
pretty
see.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
a lot of fun. So now we can talk about the playable nature of this. So we will still play 4 more games of Splatoon.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I was going to say, it's a chance to see all your different players, different comps. You can bring out some memes if you want, however you want to do it. Brisbane might want to experiment with getting JSOD or Wheel in. Looking forward to seeing how these 2 teams use the last 4 games.
That's all it needed. 4 wins in 9 games to take
And
it out.
They got there pretty quickly. It certainly didn't look like it after that first game. I can't believe how quickly the Boom turned it around, and it might just be that Manta. Always ban Manta. You gave him that
Manta.
map and it gave him momentum.
The banter, just it's not worth playing it. Shockwave did I can't stress enough more that his counterplay was so good, but it didn't last all 5 minutes, and that was the issue. To drop that, and that could have been the momentum shift that Melbourne needed to begin with to push through. Now, what Melbourne want to do here is win the next 4. so they can say, we beat you.
Do you want that though? I feel like that'd be worse.
It'll be interesting now that there is nothing to play for. That it loosens them up because we're talking about these high pressure situations, talking about going to the grand finals for $1,000 match, probably more money than anyone has ever won in an individual tournament, as well as constantly 100 viewers watching you.
Vital League is the high pressure tournament. We've made you think about the game with all the strategy that goes into it.
Oh yes, we've picked on you for your inconsistencies. We've promoted your strengths, and we've told you how to beat each other's teams.
We have. Here we go. We're getting to Clan Blitz Starfish main stage. A sub did come through. Owlsy taking a step out for JSOD. Gonna rest his little wings. So it'll be interesting to see how JSOD fits into this comp. We've seen him play very well early on in the season. I haven't seen too much of him since. I think he played in the last match against Sydney, but we'll see what happens here. The Melbourne team sticking with their same comp of Shock, Psy, Pit, and Lob. And see, the good thing about Melbourne is you can really shorten. Every one of them has a name that you can shorten.
Oh, they do?
Psy, Goy, Lob, Goose,
Pit,
Shock.
Shock. That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it helps us out.
Yeah, we should just call them the Melb Strom. Or the...
It's basically the same thing.
Owlsy. Why, Owlsy? Why? You know what we need for next season? We need a sponsor to promote a healthy diet. We need someone who's going to make sure that our players are eating well, because needing to leave the Splatoon game because you ate too much spring onion dip is not my idea of a balanced diet.
Is he writing that from the toilet?
He could have been. I hope not. He's dead. Either way, he's producing the boom at the moment.
Alright.
I want to see Melbourne take this out. I want to see Melbourne get some games back against Brisbane, because I don't... The winner of today's game was Brisbane. It doesn't mean that Brisbane are the better team. They showed up when it was time to show up. Yeah.
They have been today.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed up today and they did a better job.
But here comes some Brisbane clams.
Ray 25 trying to get a jump off, unfortunately not able to. Two clams dropping down. Nero had to back off to keep that safe. That push, or get some fall off damage to take out Lobster.
I wonder if Melbourne will regret the choice of clams. You know, they only played one set. It was against Brisbane, but they only played one set of clams the whole tournament.
Think about what they had to verse if they went into Splat Zones and Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Rainmaker might have actually been more of a solid choice.
Yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it?
Yeah. Mario coming in with the first push here, paving the way. Neru actually landing clams in the basket. A powerful decision. One more clam sitting next to you there, Ray. If you want to pick it up, put into 36 straight away. Melbourne looking a little bit tired and a bit worried. 33 is a massive push, and the thing about Starfish main stage is when they're in your base, it's hard to get them back out.
It is. A lot of room to move around for the offensive team. Seeing Melbourne trying to take back control of mid, but Brisbane holding pretty firm. Oh, and Ray doing a good job of following up that fizzy ball. Nice splat there by Murray. And Brisbane looking to add to their score here.
This could look dire. They've got a 33 penalty to push through as well. But they do have 26 clams. And if my math is correct, that's a hell of a lot of points.
Murray looked like he was floating in the air there. It was gorgeous.
Murray with the dynamo hacks. Nero trying to get in, unfortunately not able to push through anything. And that whole court area is nice and green again.
We are looking to dislodge the Dynamo here.
Murray trying to get a kill.
Yep.
No, good positioning from Shock. As soon as Murray made that jump to the other side, he was stuck. Oh, splashdown coming down. Doesn't matter because behind, Ray 25 manages to stop him. Can't make his way through the bubbles there. Coming out from Sileris. No, the direct coming out from Sileris while the bubbles are in the air from Lobster. That's a brilliant comment in chat with Murray floating down before he was Murray Poppins. That's a good one. The only thing bad about that was I didn't think of that myself. Lobster using these bubbles as a safe haven to get through. So much movement from him, not a lot of shooting. He's just trying to use the existing green paint to keep him pushing forward.
Oh, and Ray shutting down that push there.
Only 7 clams there to Melbourne. Ray determined to take some out in the mid. Silaris using much better positioning and getting those indirects to take out Ray. Dangerous. As soon as that burst bomb makes a connect, all you need is an indirect after. And Neru, who should have been safe, was not safe to the range blaster.
So Melbourne, 24 clams to 0 at the moment. They can make a push here. The Booyah goes in. Ray, oh, and the ball's gone in the water.
That has cut the wings out of that push.
Could things be going any worse for Melbourne right now?
Ray getting the stop there on Pit, coming through for a double, manages to get the double but trades out. This looks like it's going to be the end of the game with the 33 push. Only one push made the entire game.
Yeah, well, they got the jump here, so Shock's got in, and Side's going to follow up. I don't know if they have enough clams.
Ray 25 saying no, trying to push through. They've got... No, Murray is holding any more players from coming in. That is going to be the end of the push there. With the next game going a 3-0 to Brisbane Boom, proving they're pretty damn strong in clams.
Yeah, well, like I said, we haven't seen too much of these teams on clams before today. Brisbane,
17 kills coming out from Ray.
Yeah, really nice. And I think we got a lot of them on the camera as well.
Nice Slayers cam.
Yeah, Clam Blitz. Brisbane had played 2 sets on it, and 1 win, 1 loss, and Melbourne had played 1 and they beat Brisbane. But yeah, I don't know if they had enough. I don't know if you had enough data on the Clam Blitz there to be picking it in the semi-finals, but maybe they thought they had an advantage there.
Yes, or maybe they were pushed into it out of necessity.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Rainmaker, but what do I know?
What do you know? The next final game mode is coming out, and we're going to see
Rainmaker!
Some beautiful Rainmaker gracing our presence in this final set. Brisbane have already taken the victory, but it is up to Melbourne now to take more than 1 game in the final. If Brisbane steamroll an 8-1 into the grand final, then Sydney better watch the mother flicker out, because that's going to be some momentum from Brisbane.
Is Murray the mother flicker?
He is the mother flicker. Oh, he is the mother flicker. Nuri did really come out in full force here.
They did. They stopped them from losing a lot of games, and then even when they push forward, they're just as dominant. So,
I think one of the the factors that could have gone the other way was Ray 25's inability to be ready from game one.
Yeah, I think it just took Brisbane a couple of games to get into it.
Yeah.
But once they did, seeing dominance.
Yeah, everyone get that hype car. What is
The
that?
choo-choo.
The
The
choo-choo
choo-choo
hype
boat.
car. Have we got that? If I type in chew, where's the hype car? There it is, Salty. Bring out that hype car. Will has predicted who couldn't have actually made it today, which is unfortunate for the semi-finals. Doesn't matter because Brisbane Boom took the win. He predicted the 1-8, but it's not much of a prediction if there's a script going.
No. Who gave that man our script? So we're getting into a Rainmaker. The bans have come through. Brisbane banning Albacore as they often do. They've banned that every chance they've gotten. And Manta Maria being banned by Shockwave.
There
and
it
Melbourne.
is. There it is. Let's go have a look at our map pool in Rainmaker and we'll start banning some of these. So Manta was Melbourne and what was Brisbane's?
Albacore Hotel. New Albacore Hotel.
And the final pick going to...
That was Brisbane and they've picked Durden's Shipyard.
Alright, 7.7% pick. It is not a very popular map out of the 10 maps to pick or ban. It's kind of just floated there.
It is. Let's have a look, see if any of these teams have played it. Yeah, so Melbourne must have played the only game on that, and they lost it. So we'll see if they can change their fortunes around. We see some more subs coming through. Solaris and Pit Viper coming out for Goizord and Loose Goose, so they're going with a lot of shooters, plus a bucket, most likely. Brisbane sticking with Ray Murray, Neru, and Jay Sob.
Everyone ready? That tick is going to happen and the game is going to start for our last set of today, where Brisbane have taken the match already, but Melbourne still have something to prove and still want to say that we deserve to be here and not Adelaide Revenge, who finished 4th.
Yeah, I mean, Adelaide told us they didn't deserve to be here when they lost that last game against New Zealand.
Yes, right.
These are definitely your top 3 teams. Honestly, I think Brisbane just have Melbourne's number.
Yeah.
Maybe the way the teams match up, I'm not sure, but it's funny because we saw the 3 finalists all beat each other.
Yeah.
So Brisbane beat Melbourne, Melbourne beat Sydney, Sydney beat Brisbane. It's classic rock, paper, scissors.
It is. Nice big triangle. We can see Brisbane now have successfully taken out Melbourne.
Classic shock, paper, scissors.
Just to let everyone know, that was my joke.
I've just repurposed it. I like to recycle.
I'm a little bit jealous when it comes to joke stealing.
3 down on Melbourne.
I'm the funny man, Checkers.
Did you not hear my clown pun?
Yeah, I did. It was the big feet shoe, big shoe. Yeah, I did. 78 coming out now from Brisbane. They're getting the jump successfully left. This is dangerous. You don't want to get your team over there. Instantly stopped though by Melbourne. It's not too bad. 64 is definitely winnable, and they stopped it at a crucial point where that could have gone much further and irreversible damage would have been caused.
It could have. The Naru went far right. Owlsy went to the sponge. They kind of left Murray up there by himself.
Right. And Murray is very capable, but living against the Rainmaker pushing you, it's probably the one weapon that can outrange and damage a Dynamo.
We've seen Goose on Carbon for the first time as well. So. 2 down on Brisbane. Goy's going to go for that box jump as well.
Oh.
Goose painting up. He's going to
Goy!
just skipping his way to 43 points there.
And he has managed to take the lead for Melbourne. So now they either need to defend it or improve on that 43 score. I think that a defense is a bit early in 2 minutes 50 left of Rainmaker.
Yeah, quite a lot of time still to go. Both teams capable of beating that score, I think.
That Rainmaker position, is it still up on? No, it's still...
It was. It's just come
But it
back
has
down.
been brought up. A shot has brought Lobster back on the floor, but it's probably for the best. They need to reset this up.
Oh, and the bomb just finds Lobster.
Boy, two managing to take down from both teams, though. Jason taking out...
Slosher action.
Boy, we don't get to see much of that, but Shockwave coming through with a clean. Oh, max range with that Inkjet trying to take out Neru. Neru doesn't want to be part of any
Yeah.
of Shock's clips.
And no one else but Neru to aim at, so as soon as she ran away, that Inkjet became pretty useless there.
It speaks volumes how much if you just back off, how useless an Inkjet becomes.
3 down again on Brisbane, so Melbourne doing a good job of getting some picks here, and they can look to add to their score.
Looking like a right push might be the best. No, they've decided to go left again. A right push is a lot harder. The Rainmaker was kind of already situated there. We have to see a new wave of picks if we want to see an improvement of 43. Or just stall it there.
Yeah, I see Goose.
Oi!
Jason there with the roller.
Nice carbon flicks coming out from Goose. Now it's Mini Dynamo versus Big Dynamo. Murray showing that the big dog's got more bark
The
and
Muzzer
more bite.
flicker getting
The
it
Muzzer
done.
flicker. Two down now from Melbourne. Brisbane going to try and set up again. They do need to push. They do need to beat 64. 43 was quite deep in the left-hand side, but they're looking like they're going to start a right-hand
Oh,
push
nice
with two
one, Murray.
massive flicks coming from it. I'm not going to press the replay button because we're in the middle of a push. But that was a
You've
beautiful double flick. I'm
I'm
learning.
so proud of you. You have been going to your ATAR support classes.
I have. It's mean. It's rude. No, you know what? It's not, because ATAR support provides the highest quality of support to people requiring to want to achieve their dream ATAR ranks.
Absolutely. When are you recording the how to run a league course for ATAR support?
It's all kept up here, mate. I'm pointing to my head. That's where it stays. All right.
So Melbourne looking to stall this out. 3 more seconds to go.
Looks like and a few more pumps coming out from Shock. First going out to Melbourne, we could see the first of a 3-0 Shockwave taking out the T-Tech and the Octa shot. That's the same. It's the same as the T-Tech.
It is.
Yeah. And deciding to open up a can of whoop-ass on Brisbane.
You did like to see a bit more red on that scoreboard, so it's nice there that Melbourne add to their score, but
Brisbane
Maybe-
and Melbourne together looking like a bit of a McDonald's logo.
oh yeah,
Either way, I'm loving it.
I'm leaving.
That's not their slogan.
You talked about healthy diets, and throw that in. Look, if Melbourne win this, then they're just gonna support my notion that they should have picked Rainmaker in the second set.
That's it.
But I'm not one to say I told you so, am I?
What did I have for brekkie? I had nothing for brekkie. I had a nice coffee. I have a homemade coffee machine where I have some cafe-style beans. I got it from brother of mine in Baldivis, if you've ever been there. It's quite nice. Only WA people are going to understand what I'm talking about here, but it's quite a hipster cafe.
Really, only southern, like south of the river, people probably even know where Baldivis is.
Yes. There's about 6 people out of the 100 people who understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, there you go.
A 1 McMaelstrom. We're out of stock of that at the moment. We only have Brisbane Booms. Muscle Forge Fitness coming out as the next map for that was picked by Brisbane. Let's see if Brisbane can actually take home a McMelbourne Maelstrom and dine on one of them. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get like DCMA complaints from just saying Mc in a stream.
Yeah.
Like you know how you can't play music because it gets picked up.
Blank out the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muck. Oh yeah, Hess, if you come over to WA, I will make you a Rambo coffee. It has extra juice to make you just go in all guns blazing.
What is the extra juice?
Coffee
It's a
juice.
special sauce.
It's not a special sauce.
The mixed special sauce. Is it the same as that?
No, it's not. It's not. Oh, great. Now we're getting into our next match, a second last match of the game. Thank you to the 100 viewers who have come out to watch this and support us. Flick us a follow if you haven't. You can only chat if you follow, so I assume everyone talking has already followed us.
So we're looking at Melbourne trying to pick up a set win. Bit of pride on the line here for them.
Muscle Forge, an interesting pick coming out from Brisbane. Someone who shied away from these short maps to begin with the Mako Mart, has now picked Muscle Forge, which is, quite short as well, quite small. Shockwave's bringing out his Nautilus, something that we haven't seen come from this whole map. Maybe that's what Melbourne needed. A bit more kill power coming out from Shock.
Yeah, we're seeing Shock play a few different weapons today.
It's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Like, because if he says it, we're like, oh, he should have been supporting more. And if he, then when he picks the Nautilus, we're like, oh. Or picks the NZAP, we're like, oh, he needs more killing power.
Yeah.
So, one man a team does not make.
No, and I think...
or an outcome not change.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a whole squad there. I agree with that.
Shock doing a nice job taking out Murray. Maybe it's just Shock trying to find out, what advantages can I get from different weapons. Maybe he hasn't quite worked out in Brisbane and how to beat them.
Oh, J-Sub with the expert movement and the close range kill on that Carbon. The Carbon has the advantage in that fight every day of the week.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't roll over him there.
Yeah.
Then
Quite literally, roll over him.
And got directed as the mistake. Or Murray not quite able to survive there. Melbourne hunt down this Rainmaker.
Shockwave is a menace on that Nautilus. His kill time is so slow, his range is so high, and he juggles the movement and the charge of that Nautilus really well.
Murray spotting someone out there on the left, but unable to take them out as the Rainmaker resets. Melbourne still looking in control here. We'll be looking to have another push. Murray spotted Lobster. Both is taken out by Goy. Two teams trading out. Two down on both sides. Another slosh off. Jason using that splashdown to escape, and the Fizzy Bomb is actually what ended up taking out Goy.
That Fizzy Bomb just stays, it's persistent. It's a bacteria on the map as it keeps bouncing and chipping. And you think you're running away from it. It's a very predictable bounce pattern where it's going to go, but it still manages to get me every time. Lusku's taking out Ray there as well. That's going to be two down team. Two down each.
Yeah, which we've seen a
Murray
lot.
trying to look around for Loose. The armor saving Loose Goose. As he takes out both of the backline. Loose Goose smacking Brisbane right in the nurry.
I like it.
Thanks.
Well done.
Yay!
That's some of your best work. for
Thanks,
sure.
man.
Forget about all the graphics and stuff. Murray, some excellent movement there on the jump. Is someone going to kill the Rainmaker? Yep. They try and paint mid, but Goy already getting there, trading out.
It's a slogfest from both of these squads. I mean,
It
23 is a great push, and I can't see Brisbane taking that out, especially with how good Loose Goose is playing at the moment and how aggressive Shock is being, and how supporting the rest of their squad is being. They're just doing a great job on this map particularly. I think this is the short range that Brisbane didn't want to see.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably not the most suited to Brisbane, but Murray's going to take matters into his own hand and try and get Brisbane to push here.
And we talk about the dead zone on this map with Murray, where there's a big uninkable strip
Or Jason,
that makes it hard for him.
Jason doing a really good job on the Rainmaker. It does go down, but they're wiped, and Ray's going to take the lead
That's
here.
enough to take the lead as Murray keeps
Knock out.
putting further and gets a dunk in, saying, no, you ain't getting any of these maps.
It took Murray to be the aggressor there, to go push up that right side and get things to happen. Some nice Rainmaker work from JSOD initially, and Ray to finish it off.
Sometimes Murray he's a very patient man, and you listen to him and he's quite soft-spoken,
A gentle assassin.
gentle, yes, as he swings from afar. But if you test his patience, he'll go in there and slap you with it.
I feel like he'd kill you and then like close your eyes for you and stuff.
He
like,
would.
Like,
As one
stroke your face.
as
or
one tear drips down the side. What
something.
have I
Like,
done?
He doesn't want to do it,
No,
but you're making him.
you pushed him. He's close to the edge.
He's trying not to lose his head.
And now we're going into our next ban for Rainmaker. I think I've missed out on one of the bans. There was one of the picks. The pick was Muscle Forge.
It was.
Yeah, and that would have been a Melbourne pick.
Brisbane.
That was a Brisbane pick, and won by Brisbane. No, that was a pick.
And then Inkblot is our last map.
Brisbane, Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Melbourne pick. Inkblot. Nice and short. This is where we have seen the beginning of the season, the end of the season. It started with a Loose Goose on the loose.
Did Loose Goose Game 9, Inkblot, Artakami, Rainmaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know.
That's
You know
it.
there's
Go
something
watch back
happening.
up on YouTube where he got a 26k, 25? 25 KA?
A lot.
Yeah, it was
Got
a
a lot of
lot. It
KA.
was massive. It made everyone look like a fool. Murray is tall as fuck. I'm sorry. Tall AF. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's tall.
Murray Big Man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll bring him and get like an exact measurement later.
Yeah, cool.
But yes, I've heard he's a tall man.
Cool. All right. So everyone stay around for Murray's measurements as we have a chat to him after this game. Have we talked to Murray in an interview?
I think only in Carry the Commissioner, where he overall disappointed us.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But as captain today, surely we're going to get to have a word with the great man.
Surely. Gabe pointing out that Morning Sun was 100% the tallest Splatoon team, and then Owlsy joined. And brought down that average so much that the mean was quite central, quite average.
I do like to call him the 5 Feet of Fury.
It is the 5 feet, and it's now in his Twitter bio as well.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that to himself. Really embraces it. It makes me teasing him like not as fun when he embraces it. Yeah, River's pretty tall as well, I believe.
Yeah,
We're just talking about people's heights now.
because that was the Morning Sun. That's
Yeah.
what they were talking about, right? They were saying that everyone was tall.
I don't know how tall Luke is. Though in that picture,
Was that what was that pic?
sorry?
He looks tall in that picture. He,
Yeah,
looks,
he's
he
a-
looks like the Bankwest Tower. He's quite massive in that. What's the map?
Inkblot.
Inkblot. That's right. we get into our final match, guys. Thank you very much for coming around for a 9-game splatting of Splatoon. Brisbane Boom have taken out this victory, but we're in our final Game 9 where Melbourne can take out a set. And they can hold on to a little bit before they exit the competition.
And Goose can try and top his record of 25 KA.
I would just lower your inhibitions, lose your inhibitions, and just go and run. Run free, Loose Goose.
Oh,
so it begins. So it begins. He's just got. Oh, yes! Loose Goose is starting strong.
Delivering on our promises to you.
And as we see a Loose Goose in his natural environment, stalking the next of his prey.
We should just change to Loose Goose Game for the rest of this.
Yeah! As we watch him trying to be, he has got 3, alright? And that's in the minute. He is currently under average if he wants to be able to get 25.
So you want to be going at 5 point something.
Yes, as he finds an Owzie in the middle. Does he manage to take down the Owzie? I'm still seeing 3-1 come out from Loose Goose. And Owzie's dead, so Loose Goose had nothing to do with that kill. Oh, great blocks coming out there from Sai. But more... unable to get any more bubble kills. I'm still trying to hunt down where Loose Goose is. Loose Goose has just been...
Look at that army of chickens coming for them.
Buck, 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 buck.
3 down now on Melbourne, so Brisbane going to get the push here. See Goose sneaking away there. Jason didn't pick up. And you just know Loose Goose is going to be hiding. Somewhere.
Yeah, he is there. Using a burst bomb, trying to keep him inside. Takes out Owzie. Comes around for Neru.
It's Shock.
Unable to take Neru down. Shock's on the Brella. Oh, okay. That's a bit of a shock. Sorry. That's too easy.
That's not even like a...
Should I just click stop streaming now? Is this why we can't have good things? Only 6 kill. It's still the top from the game right now, but I want to see more from Loose.
There are 7 other people to compensate.
Loose Goose getting more kills! Unable to take out Ray 25, but this is looking like a huge push. 19 on this map is quite a formidable push. I don't know if Brisbane can match that, but either way, I hope that they try to for the rest of the map so that Loose Goose can just trade kills. Still well under average. He has 10 kills halfway into the map. We're looking like a 20 KA. He needs to get more burst bombs if he wants more assists so we can get that KA nice and high.
Well, you remember in the Sydney game, he left it...
Oh, Lobster was on a bit of a roll, but unfortunately got stopped straight away. Back to 19 again, where Brisbane has to stop. No more pushing, they say. But this is that rushdown comp that you see from Melbourne, right? Where they can, if it's a short map, they can get there quick. Oh, great plays from Shock. A bit of a bag as a consolation bag. You may have kicked me out of the finals, but at least I killed you with this brawler. Great placed bomb from Owzie.
Yeah. Shock just... The bomb getting trapped between Shock's feet and the umbrella.
Goose now up on 15. He's getting up there. He's definitely increased his average. I didn't think he'd get there that quick, but he still has...
Oh, nice from Owzie.
Goy having to eject himself from this game after that beautiful shot from Owzie. Neru taking out Lobstar. 1 down apiece. This is looking like Brisbane might be able to come back, taking their frontline Slayer out of the match by making him...
Goose though.
Goose with another 2 kills. He's up
triple.
to 18. That's a triple. Before he dies, there's 46 seconds, and he has 8
and
more
overtime,
kills
potentially.
to get. 8 more kills. Loose Goose taking out someone else, putting him 20. He is now on 20 with 27 seconds left. Can Goose beat his own KA?
You know what? We're going to Goose Cam.
For the end of this game, can we get a Goose victory? No!
Oh.
Don't kill Goose! He has to kill you! With a chicken rush, just to get him a bit of it.
Oh,
that kill should have come out.
that Neru solidifying the fact that that is not going to happen.
Yeah, but can Brisbane win this now?
Oh.
How's he going to make a swim for it here?
Coming in, Goig!
Oh, can't quite get there.
Coming out for the stop with some clutch throws, giving Melbourne the victory of that last Rainmaker. Not enough to take out the finals, but let's just have a quick look at this overall KA. A slogfest coming out from Goose, doubling the next person on his team. It is that map mode that he shines in. But it's not enough. It's not enough. He's only won one of the 3 sets. Required to win 2 sets. Thank you, Melbourne, for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. That's a better way of
See
saying
you
it.
next time.
I was going to draw it out a bit. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Don't let the door hit you
Tough luck.
on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win next time.
Yeah, we're here for winners. I'm sorry, Melbourne. You played well. You played very well. And now we have a grand final next week with Brisbane Boom versus Sydney Endeavour. And that is going to be a slogfest. And that's going to be amazing to watch.
It is. I don't think we saw the best of either team in their round 5 matchup, so
No.
it'll be interesting to see what happens. Brisbane looking pretty formidable there, but we know that Sydney can do some things. They got some good players, some good
They
slayers.
do. They've got some good strats. And when things start working together and you see that natural teamwork break out from those guys, it's scary.
It is.
And I don't know if Brisbane can hold against that. I'm trying to watch that play out in my mind, but it's there's a reason they're in the grand final.
It is. I mean, they sort of surprised us with their round 5 win. I feel Sydney.
Yes,
and I mean they've got the wood over Brisbane. So
they have the what over Brisbane?
the wood. It's a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why would they have the wood?
I don't know. Brisbane's kind of pretty.
And that is a great joke to finish us up on this stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Whoa.
We're
Aren't
going
we
to go
trying
to
to
a commentation. Yes,
How tall Murray is?
we want to see how tall Murray is.
They're in there waiting for us.
Oh, they're in there. Okay, sorry. I'm going to hop in. Welcome Murray and Ray25, who's changed his name to Way25. I assume it has something to do with W's and wins.
Yes, indeed.
Nice. Congratulations, Murray. I'm just going to look up because that's, he's so tall for us.
Apparently you're very tall.
Yeah, you're a tall
I
man.
am.
I am.
So like in centimeters
So I've
or,
heard.
or feet and inches, please. Elaborate.
About 6'5", I think.
Yeah, 6'5".
It's pretty tall.
Murray's a tall man. Yeah, wow. Hey, do you play basketball,
Stop
Murray?
looking up. It's very distracting.
I play Splatoon 2.
Yeah, you do.
You do a good job of that.
Yeah, where tall mans run rampant. Your Dynamo has been, first of all, congratulations on that win against Melbourne.
Thank you.
That was
Thanks, guys.
it's quite decisive,
Was-
really. You guys really did bring it.
Pretty exciting.
The Dynamo that we see from you continues to be a crowd favourite in this stream.
Right.
I'm watching some of the kills that you can bring out, and I don't know if you heard, but 9 in the All-Star game actually gave you the MVP for the All-Star turnout
Much to my sadness.
to Team Rambo.
Oh,
So thank
No,
you
that-
once again for winning for Team Rambo. First of
thank
all,
you for picking me.
that's all right. You're always going to be on my team, Murray. Ray,
Yes.
it felt like you needed to warm up at the beginning.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, right.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the question.
You're just talking at them.
Right. You ruined it now. It looked like you needed to warm up to kind of get into that game, and then when you got into your stride, you were really running. What were you thinking the first few games there? Were you worried about Melbourne? What was going on?
Nerves.
To be honest, I feel like I was making wrong decisions a lot of the time. Like I would either just like run into like 3 people or just get staggered by the other team. I mean that just happens, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really like doing too well. But I felt like if I just get into the moment where I'm playing with my team and trying to do my best, then What's better than that?
Yeah, I think momentum helps us a lot too. When we can get more confidence. I think that first game in Skipper, Melbourne had a really strong showing. We were like, okay, it was their map pick, so hopefully we can do better on the next one. And it worked out.
Right. It seems like that's a running commentary from you guys, is the momentum, where you start and you don't stop.
It did feel like it took the second game on Manta for like the first push to happen. Like, you guys finally got a tower. For the first game and a half, it felt like you were allergic to the tower, weren't going anywhere near it. And as soon as you got on that, it really opened the game up, and then sort of the back and forth got you going. So
Yeah, they seem to have a good combo trying to hold us back in mid, but as soon as we can break through that and set up, it seems to work well for us again.
yeah,
We're just trying to be patient most of the time, because if they're trying to hold us back and we play patient, we get to charge specials and then push back up with more aggression, and then take our positions.
yeah. So you think early on you're just being a little bit too patient, maybe.
Maybe we're getting missile spammed a bit, which was not very nice.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
It's not very nice, Melbourne.
No,
So
not
stop
as a
that right
dynamo
now.
to get 10 missiles on you every 10 seconds.
Yeah, screw V-Slosher.
Now, did you notice that Shockwave was focusing you on that first Manta Maria map, Murray? Did you feel his pressure trying to get you out of the bunker?
I always knew that they were going to do that, because I know Shockwave's the more flanky type player on that team. And so I was pretty much always trying to watch that flank and battle on the bunker, and I think on their push he managed to get me there, but I think once I got there on their bunker is when our push kind of was able to push all the way down to whatever score we got it to.
yeah.
So yeah, I was expecting it, but it was still tough fights.
Now, how does the Dynamo go against NZAP? Is it usually advantageous to the Dynamo?
I think Dynamo, you're normally happy on everything you outrange, but NZAP, just because they can just run at you so quickly and hold forwards, that can be a bit scary sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessarily bad.
How did you guys feel about Clams as their pick? What do you think about that? How do you feel like at that mode? Because we haven't seen a lot of it in the league, so it's hard to kind of gauge from our point of view.
Yeah, we weren't super worried about it. I think it might have been a bit of a counter pick against us, but I think it might have been a counter pick against themselves as well. So I think we were both kind of not in our most comfortable mode.
Yeah, okay.
I was fine. I don't know what you're on about.
Pain range.
The confidence, I love it. Now, do you think Clan Blitz, after that dominant display of one of the top three teams, do you think Clan Blitz might make a appearance for you guys in the grand final? Or is it still out there?
Can't reveal
Depends
anything.
if we're going to be picking the modes or not.
Right. Well, you did a great job with the turf war as well. I noticed that you played a very reserved comp, 2 CDSs, and then your standard midline. Why that for turf war?
Big map.
Yep.
Lot of turf output.
Yep.
Yeah. All the areas you need to hold are just giant, massive hallways. So I thought we just keep them out. They never got into our bunker. As long as we win mid, then we should be able to get it.
And then, so next week now you're versing Sydney Endeavour, where, how do you think your strategies are going to have to change from what you brought today to what you're going to bring next week?
I think it's more so refining our strategy as opposed to changing it up. We're probably a bit of a predictable comp, but if it works, then the other team's the one that's going to have to change.
Right?
Mhm.
Yep. Ray?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Mario there. Like, we were scrimming UST a couple, I think it was the night before last night, we were scrimming UST, and it was I noticed it was a very similar playstyle to Sydney, because they like to flank a lot, and they've got Skitter on the
Hold
Tetras,
forward
and
shooter
also,
comps.
yeah, that's what they did to us, so I think if we just adjust our game to that, we can do pretty good.
Great. Well, that's awesome to hear, guys. Congratulations again on your win. Enjoy the rest of today, and we'll see you next Sunday for the grand finals.
See you then. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Catch you guys.
Cheers.
All right, and that is it for our show. We are still having our ATAR support analysis desk on the Tuesday, sorry. on the Tuesday. Never done it on
This
Monday
guy.
before ever. On the Tuesday, and that is going to break down the semi-finals and what we need to do, what Brisbane need to do to beat Sydney. On Thursday, we do not have any more Carry the Commissioners.
We don't.
That is the end of that segment with New
Congratulations
Zealand
to New Zealand.
taking home that victory. And we will be announcing the Firetail Fashion and the Asus ROG Play of the Week voters.
Yep.
So the grand prize, the actual $300 headset that we have, we'll be announcing that on grand final day as well. And we're extending the runway for the Firetail Fashion. Come on, that was good. Thank you. To the grand final, because we want to see more, guys. We've had some really good entrants in there, but it's for some Firetail League jerseys, some awesome prizes, and we think people can put in a lot of more effort.
Yeah, you could look like us. Is that not what you want?
I know, right? Great, guys. So that's it. Anything else from you, Checkers?
No, absolutely not. I had a lot of fun today.
Yes.
Looking forward to the $1,000 grand final match next week. Hope to see all of you there.
Yes. Congratulations, guys. Again, see you guys later.
See ya.